What is up, guys? This is Pinzo, back with a little bit of a different video today. Today I will be going over a list of solo carry champions. These are champions that will roll you through your lower level games. I'm talking bronze, silver, gold. These champions, if you get good at them, if you master them through casual, even in ranked, you will be able to solo your way out of the rank you're stuck in. You will be able to just go into a game and you will win from start to finish. You will not die. You shouldn't. If your movement's good, if your aim is decent, these are champions that will win you games. These are champions that will get you out of that rank you don't want to be in. And the first champion for that is Evie. Evie is really strong. You run over the moon if you're really good at movement. To be fair, if you're good enough to run over the moon, you shouldn't be in silver or gold. You should be much higher. For the most part, you'll be running wormhole. Your loadout will look something like this. I run teleport a lot higher than most people. Flicker will always be 5. You can run something like this. This isn't as good. Blink's on such a low cooldown anyway. Evie, basically if your movement's good enough, you will never take damage, and with Over the Moon, you like two-shot people. It's pretty strong. You just fly everywhere, and if your movement's good enough for that, you should grind out in no time. Wormhole can still be really good. You can still solo carry, you can still walk into a game and win it from start to finish. The only reason that Evie isn't much higher on this list is this, Fragile 1800. She 2-shot by Roxas. If he's running heads will roll. He's 3-shot by him most of the time anyway. 1-shot by snipers. She can be kind of fragile if you get caught out. Number 4 will be Xin. Xin is really strong. You can run Yomi against lots of bad matchups. Like Roxas is not a very good matchup for you most of the time, but if you run Yomi, the matchup is good. Yomi goes through reversal. It's OP. It's dumb. I'm an Roxas player, not a Xin player. I hate it. Most of the time, I personally will run something like Guillotine if they have a more tank-heavy lineup, or maybe like a Buck, something tankier in the flank slot or the damage slot. Lots of people prefer Smolder because it's strong. This is a Smolder loadout. You're fast. You heal all of it. You are much faster when you kill people. It's stuff like that. You basically run around. You take any 1v1 you can, and you should basically win it. Unless it's like unless you're fighting like a Buck or something, you should win. You should win all your 1v1s. If your aim does have to be a little better on Xin than it does have to be on like Evie or someone else that you can have just really good movement on. So keep that in mind. If you're going to pick up Xin, you do have to have somewhat of a good aim. Number 3, I'm going to give to Roxas. Roxas he's always been one of those characters that people get known on. People like Z1 Unknown, people like CusQT even, these people who are in the pro scene now, they made their name playing Roxas. Roxas is a very strong champion. He always has been. You run most of the time heads will roll because you 2-shot squishies. Heads will roll does over 1,000 on a headshot. You 2-shot squishies. It's really strong. I will almost always run heads will roll, and I will usually run it with some super mobility loadout like this. Mobility is really strong. If you use your movement correctly, you can be fast for a very long time. You dash really far. Movement is much better than aim. If your movement is really good and your aim is decent, then you will win. If your aim is bad and your movement is okay, you'll still have a chance. If your aim is really good and your movement is horrible, you'll lose. If you just run in a straight line at someone, just pressing left click, you will lose. They will be able to kill you unless their aim is somehow worse. So, movement, prioritize your movement over your aim. Learn how to move around the map with your dashes. Learn how to hit your reversals. If you hit reversals onto a Ying clone or an Inara wall or a shield, it will reset your dash. Keep that in mind. If you're in your reversal and you need to dash, hit the Ying clone, don't aim at the Ying. It will be very beneficial to you if you can get that part down. And Roxas is one of those champions that you can solo carry on. I do it all the time. If any of you watched me stream my qualifiers, I did it for like the first 4 matches. I soloed my matches. I'm sure I've got them in my history here because now I'm curious. Yeah, look at these slash lines. These were my first 3 matches. 16-1, 22-3, 29-8. Very strong champion. Keep in mind these were my first 3 matches. These were against a little lower players than I ended up playing against. I did end up losing a game on Roxas, but don't mind that. Number 2 will be Maeve. Maeve is really strong. She's not quite as fragile as Evie, with a little less mobility. The reason Maeve's so good is Street Justice. Street Justice is super strong. 25% of their missing health, that means you only have to get them down to like 70% HP, sometimes like 60-65, depending on how much health they have to start. And this is really good. You dash on someone and you can see their health chunk. It does so much more than it should, and they can't do anything against it. If your movement is okay, even if you hit 1 of every 2 dagger throws, if your movement is good and you can hit your dash, if your dash is the important part, if you can hit your dash, you will win. If you hit your dash, you will outbox basically anybody, because when you can dash, reset the cooldown, dash again, you destroy people. People can't do anything against it. Unless they're like Roxas and they hit every headshot, they will not outbox you. Ever. Ever. That you will never lose a boxing match. The other thing you can do is, if you're really good at like ghost dashing, maybe you're a Genji player from Overwatch or something, Rogue's Gambit makes it feel a lot more like that, where you can dash someone, kill them, and then turn around and dash away. That's one of my favorite ways to play, just because Street Justice feels kind of scummy to me. I do prefer Rogue's Gambit, personally. This is the loadout I will use. 2.5 seconds down on the pounce cooldown. Everything else is pretty standard. It gets that cooldown down to 7.5 seconds, and then after that you can buy stuff like Chronos, and it just gets that cooldown very, very low. Before number 1, some honorable mentions. The ones that I've mentioned so far are flankers. Flankers do have that built-in sort of, they have the movement solo carry games. When they can get to the backline, dodge stuff, and kill people, they have everything they need to solo carry games. People that you could carry on that aren't flankers, like Bomb King, if you can hit your bombs, you win. You hit your Grumpy Bomb, you win. With Royal Subjects, it's much easier to do both those things. Personally, I will usually run Royal Subjects, and I will run Jolt. You become really mobile, you can kind of do whatever you want, and it just makes you feel a lot more in control. Who else? Inara will solo any of the flankers that I've mentioned. If you have Treacherous Ground on Inara, you will win boxing matches against every flanker in the game. No one can do anything when they're crippled. Cripple stops dashes, stops Maeve dash, stops Billow, stops Evie's Over the Moon and Wormhole. It's dumb. There's nothing that any of these flankers can do against cripples, which makes stuff like Grover really good. It's Tyra's Burn Monster. She's probably one of the few DPS that can semi-reliably duel these flankers. If you're a really sick sniper, like I know I favor Kinessa into Evie, because I don't play against Evies that have a good enough mobility to dodge me. My aim is better than their mobility. Same with Maeve and Roxas. I will play Kinessa into them because I'm confident in my abilities. However, there are champions that I don't play Kinessa into, which leads me to number 1. The best champion to solo carry any game you want him to is Lex. Lex is very OP for basically one reason. The first reason is Discovery is his best legendary. 30% more damage to a target makes you hit for like almost 500 a shot, and you click really, really fast. So you basically one-shot people. They don't have time to do anything. Your dash is on a 3-second cooldown. You're just dashing around the whole time. People can't stop you. The other part, why Lex is such a good solo carry champion, is that he kind of snowballs because killing your target grants additional credits. Period. It's dumb. Assists count for that. Even if they're not on a kill streak, you will get 30 minimum. You end round 1, even if you like cap it and don't push it, you will end round 1 most of the time if you're playing decent with a Cauterize 3. Going into round 2, if it's 1-1 with Cauterize 3, wins the game. There's nothing they can do about that. Their healers will instantly die. None of their flanks will be able to do anything. Their damage won't be able to get healed. They too will instantly die. It's incredibly overpowered. You run, this is the loadout. Basically you run exactly this. You can see your target through walls very, very far away. If you win your boxing match, you're at full health again, and you win your boxing match because of this. 50% lifesteal against your target, you should never lose. Lex is one of my favorite champions to play. Keep in mind he executes at 65%. He will just roll games. He solos. If you want to, you will see him banned very commonly at silver, gold, even into plat. You will see him banned because people do not know how to play against him. They don't want to play against him. So if you want a champion that will get you out of your rank, I would recommend picking up Lex and then praying he doesn't get banned. I would beg your team to first pick him for you, stuff like that, and you will win games. So, that was my list of top 5 best solo carry champions. If you want the loadouts, I suppose pause the video and copy them from there. These videos I really enjoy making, sort of guides, stuff like that. So if you want more of these, just leave a comment. I can give you top 5 of other things if you want those. But that'll be it for today. These were the top 5 solo carry champions. Come back later this week. I'll have another video out, probably some gameplay sort of stuff. But for now, I'm Pinzo. This video is Dunzo. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.